greatness of America. One of the president's influential supporters, WWE wrestler Logan Paul, tweeting, "Puerto Ricans are Americans, and I'm happy they were given the opportunity to showcase the talent that comes from the island." Kash Patel's girlfriend, Alexis Wilkins, praising Democrats' support of Bad Bunny, writing, "Republicans need to unite and get on better messaging because this branding is fantastic and allows all Dems to get behind it." And the Trump campaign's former deputy Hispanic communications director, Bianca Rodriguez, warning Trump supporters, "Way to go alienating your Puerto Rican conservative base." But Trump has not stopped, not backing away from calling the performance one of the worst, all caps, ever. "It makes no sense, is an affront to the greatness of America. Nobody understands a word the guy is saying. This show," in quotes, "is just a slap in the face to our country." Now, it is worth noting that Bad Bunny is the top-rated artist on the planet, rivaled only by Taylor Swift in recent years, according to Spotify. He had 20 billion streams on the platform in 2025 alone. Well, John King is out front in Raymondville, Texas, which is a very important place, John, because it is in Willacy County, one of the most southernmost counties in Texas, almost 90% Hispanic, according to the last census estimate. But Trump won it. He won it by 3 points. That is the swing that went to Trump from Hispanics, but also a swing district. So what does it mean when he attacks the most popular Latino musician in the world?
Aaron, Trump won this county, and he won this district in 2024, Texas 34, which is why you just listed the president's MAGA supporters, whether they're nationally known or whether you find them in local politics. They think this is yet another example of the president pouring more kerosene on a crisis fire of his own making to begin with. Latino vote was critical to Trump in 2024. Let's just look at his history. This is where Republicans think Trump's progress with Latinos. Can we translate this away from Trump to the entire Republican Party? In 2016, this is in Texas, 34% of the Latino vote. In 2020, that grew to 41%. In 2024, that grew to 55%. Now, some people are saying, well, Texas is a red state. It makes his win even bigger, but so what? The president had similar numbers nationally. That's why he won all the battleground states. And that's why Republicans were somewhat optimistic going into what they know will be a difficult midterm election year, that there were places like this with a lot of Latino voters where they could pick up some districts to offset Democratic gains elsewhere. Now, they already had a policy problem created by Trump. Even Hispanics who say, let's have a stronger border security, let's have a uniform, organized immigration process. You see it in the polling. It's not just Latinos. You saw Trump's numbers and other numbers crater after people see what's happening in Minneapolis. That's a policy issue. This is more personal, more cultural. Nobody understands what he's saying. Well, here in Texas, most of the Latinos trace their heritage back to Mexico, not to Puerto Rico, but a lot of them speak Spanish. A lot of bilingual homes, a lot of really proud people who, when they hear the President of the United States say that, a lot of them think, huh, that's a guy who doesn't respect me.
Yeah, well, it could easily come off that way. There's something else about this district. You talk about Texas 34 that I know you're watching closely, John. What is it?
So that we are here for a reason. Republicans know it's a midterm election year and they're in charge. Therefore, you tend to lose. History says you lose seats. They also know they have the tiniest House majority. I can hold up a hand and have a few fingers left over when you get to the size of the Republican House majority right now.
Yes.
They know they are at risk of losing that majority, so they need to pick up seats. That's why this district is so important. Vicente Gonzalez is the Democratic incumbent, but he won by just a couple points. Trump won this district by 6. This was part of the redistricting. Texas Republicans redrew the lines. If the 2024 lines were in place, the new lines were in place in 2024, Trump would have won it by 10. Republicans redrew this. You see this candidate behind me. We don't know if he'll win the primary, Eric Flores, but he's the Trump-endorsed Republican. They redrew this district so somebody like him could win among Latino votes. And now they're worried that ticket splitting is so rare in American politics, which is why Republicans targeted those 13 districts as essentially trade-offs. The Democrats are going to pick up somewhere. We need places to pick up. And so they think anytime Trump complicates his standing and the Republican Party standing with Latinos, he's making this race harder.
Yeah, well, that's absolutely fascinating. As you saw, just Texas 34, every single small place makes such a big difference at the end of the day. John King, thank you very much in Raymondville, Texas tonight.